Okay, so our next speaker has been described as many things, but tonight she's our after-dinner speaker. But she's much more than that. She is the driving force behind this event. She is a massive part of business in the community. She liaises and knows probably personally each one of you in all the businesses. She is the energy, she is the enthusiasm, she is the inimitable and excellent Hilary Hanbury.
Well, she's all you'd ever want. She's the kind I'd like to flaunt and take to dinner. Well, she always knows her place. She's got style, she's got grace. She's a winner.
Okay, that wasn't in the briefing notes, Jim. Okay, hi everyone. Look, just in case you didn't know, tonight it really is all about you. And it's a thank you for all your hard work and a celebration for over the last 6 months. And despite some of your best efforts, I am not revealing anything. You'll just have to wait a little bit longer. As Kieran mentioned earlier, business in the community will be working with Action Cancer over the next 3 years. And our new agreement is absolutely built on strong relationships. The relationships that I, Kieran, Helen and Angela have built with Gareth and Dougie, Peter, Catherine and Lisa, and of course all our brilliant shop managers from Action Cancer, has been absolutely critical in the success of this event. And I'd like to thank them all most sincerely for their dedication, passion and enthusiasm. Thank you, guys. So in business in the community, we have a so what saying, and Kieran, you'll know what I'm referring to. For example, when we talk about being on track to meet our 3-year target by 2016 to mobilise 20,000 volunteers, the question has to be asked, so what? And rightly so, what does it mean? Is it going to make a difference in your life? Is it going to make a difference in other people's lives? Will society be a better place because of it? Well, our so what challenge to ourselves is, what's the impact? Well, I want to take the opportunity tonight of telling you the impact of all of your efforts, and I want you to be very clear tonight on the impact that you, your friends, your family and your organisations have made by participating in the Care Shops Challenge. You know, some people say that you can't really measure impact, and I would actually agree with that, because it is very hard to know the impact of your actions, on other people. But with the Care Shops Challenge, I have to say that I can see and measure impact all around me, and I'd like to share this with you this evening. In June, I was in Bangor at the Sea Festival, and I was having a coffee with the other half, and this voice piped up. I'd know that voice anywhere, Hilary Hanbury. And I turned round, and I have to say, I didn't know who she was. And she quickly said, I did the Shops Challenge with you 3 years ago, and it was brilliant. It was the best experience ever. I thought, brilliant, that's great. I was, a bit flattered, thanks very much. And then she told me, she said, I now volunteer with Action Cancer. And I was really stunned. I had absolutely no idea. Now that's impact. And what about your impact? You've all made a really strong connection with your Action Cancer shop, which is great, and I've no doubt that that will continue in the months ahead. And I know that several of you have actually adopted Action Cancer as your charity of the year, which is great. Another company has actually signed up for next year's Shops Challenge, which really is further proof that these relationships are built to last. There's another tick on impact, folks. And what about the impact in your own workplace? Well, I know that you've strengthened your team, both internally and externally, and worked really on this event together, using all of your skills and hopefully developing some new ones, to really harness the creativity and goodwill amongst your own colleagues for this very worthwhile charity. As a result, strong friendships have been formed, and perhaps some new business approaches and ideas will be taken forward as a result of this experience. Impact? Yep, check. But now let me touch on some more of the measurable impacts that has been created directly from the Care Shops Challenge. A few years ago, one of the teams wanted to market their shop effectively, and they wanted a label that they could place on every single item in the shop. Not long after, this marketing idea was taken forward by Action Cancer and the team, and it's now used in every single shop, and you'll know it as the Pre-Loved collection. And I'm sure you'll agree, that's bang on message. And suggestions taken forward from the sustainability plans include easy-to-install donation stations for workplaces. There are now loads of these in companies, and that's only going to help ensure the stock levels for Action Cancer. Another recommendation was that each shop should have their own Facebook page, and that would allow them to advertise their goods to people who don't necessarily pass the shop. Again, this was taken forward by Peter and his team, and the results speak for themselves. Higher sales, engagement with a new target audience, and of course we've now got very savvy social media shop managers. Tech impact. And perhaps the biggest impact of all, and Gareth alluded to it earlier, is that there are new Action Cancer shops opening as a result of the funds that are being raised through the Care Shops Challenge. This will result in more services being offered by the charity to the general public, and that's you and me, guys. This year, your efforts alone will enable 1,500 women, and that's about 7 times the number of people in this room, to avail of a breast screening mammogram from Action Cancer. How big an impact is that? And there's been an impact for me personally that you won't know about. Last year, Ines, we had a great chat. We chatted till the early hours of the morning. You're a bad influence to me, so I'm going to stay away from you tonight. And I remember saying to her at the time that her speech really struck a chord with me. It was absolutely inspirational. And I was turning 40 the next year, and I said to her, Ines, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to book a mammogram for my 40th birthday. And I don't think she believed me, but I did. I did. And not only that, Ines, I took some friends with me. We made a day out of it. And one of the guys actually had an Action Man screening. And he was told that he had the physique of a 27-year-old, and he was 42. So I think he's just going to go every year for the confidence boost. Thankfully for us, the results were clear, but so's the message, and that is your health really is your wealth. And thanks to Action Cancer, people like you and me and our families can avail of these, in some cases, life-saving services. Well, be proud, people, because everyone in this room has now contributed to this vital service, becoming stronger and more sustainable. How's about that for impact, folks? So now, those of you who know me know I live in Bangor, and I've lived in Bangor for about 17 years. I can't say that I'm a true Bangorian. I think my great-great-great-great-grandparents need to have either been born there or buried in the Abbey, but I'm proud to say that I do support my local Action Cancer shop, and I know Alan, the shop manager there, woohoo, very, very well. I knew him long before I'd worked with Action Cancer. And anyone who knows you, Alan, knows that you're just always so cheerful and always so welcoming to anyone that comes in through your door. And this year I was absolutely thrilled that Bangor Academy, who actually partner with Fujitsu in our business class program, took on the challenge of being the first school ever to participate in this event. They completely and utterly embraced his shop to such an extent that every time I met Alan, Hilary, wait till you hear. They're going to do this and they're going to do that. And isn't this brilliant? I said, that's great, Alan, that's great. And of course, the local Spectator was covering this every week. So it was just fantastic. And Alan, you didn't tell me that recently the principal has asked you to be a business mentor in their Young Enterprise scheme. Well done. That is just fantastic. So, in closing, when we talk about measuring impact, we have new volunteers in shops, we have new relationships between business and a very important charity organisation here in Northern Ireland. We have new friendships being built at work. We have new skills being developed amongst teams. We have new shops and new ideas about how they can be more sustainable into the future. There's more cancer screening awareness. And there's business mentoring for the next generation. Now, Whoever said you can't measure impact clearly hasn't been involved in the Carers Shops Challenge. Thank you.
Well, she's all you'd ever want. She's the kind I'd like to flaunt and take to dinner. But she always knows her place.
Thank you very much, Hilary. And yeah, it is all about impact, but Hilary, you've made a massive impact on this event. You first got me involved many years ago when it first started, and I've been very glad to be involved. But the impact that you provide to this event is immeasurable also. Round of applause again, please, for Hilary.